As healthcare costs continue to rise, Community Memorial Foundation is committed to making sure Community Memorial Healthcare has the resources needed to offer the highest quality of care for our patients. Coming up, we learn more about the foundation's mission from Patty Williams, the Director of Development for Community Memorial Foundation. This is Wise and Well, presented by Community Memorial Healthcare. I'm Cheryl Martin. Patty, glad to have you on.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl. It's great to be here.
First of all, tell me a little bit about Community Memorial Foundation, your mission and objectives.
Sure. So the mission of the foundation is really just to raise charitable funds for Community Memorial Hospital's greatest needs. We also support the incredible work of our talented physicians, nurses, and clinicians who are working tirelessly for all of us. The foundation is a 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit organization, so donors can easily give to us and receive a tax benefit as well.
I understand you just published your Foundation Impact Report for 2022. What were the key accomplishments of the foundation in 2022, and what impact did your work have on Community Memorial?
Well, so first of all, we're just so grateful to our incredible donors who helped us raise over $1.3 million last year. These precious gifts helped us fund essential medical equipment for the hospital. As we move out of the pandemic, there were so many needs that we had. And some of the key things were portable x-ray machines that can travel throughout the hospital, bringing the latest technology and imaging right to the bedside. We also were able to purchase ultrasound machines. And there's this cool thing called a Lucas chest compression system that actually helps a heart attack patient out in the field. The EMS staff are using that in the ambulance. And then when they arrive to the hospital, they can continue on that same health system to keep the heart pumping. And so we're really super proud of those gifts we were able to make. And just moving on with some of the gifts from last year, we were able to fund something really important for the health system called a hemodynamic system. Sorry, there's all these systems, but this program is for our cardiovascular cath lab, and it expertly manages the vitals of a patient that's on the table in the lab. And we are just so proud and grateful to be able to do that.
That's great. So, Patty, what are the current trends in healthcare fundraising, and how are these trends impacting the Community Memorial Foundation?
Well, it's no secret that COVID played havoc on all of us and nearly every industry on earth, and healthcare was no exception. It forced hospitals across the nation to incur multi-million-dollar losses. Community Memorial was no exception. We lost millions because of the pandemic. So the foundation has really been helping to fill some of those gaps by funding much needed technology and replacing medical equipment that couldn't be covered by capital. And so I'm just grateful that the community has been so generous to helping such a worthy cause as our hospital and health system.
And I would assume because you lost so much that it's important now more than ever for donors to give in support of local health care.
Yes, absolutely. I think all communities need to decide, is healthcare a vital resource? And if they want it to stay strong and leading edge, that everyone needs to come together to support hospitals in their region. And Community Memorial has been here since 1902, and it's really been just providing exceptional healthcare for our community. And we're really proud to still be here and doing such a great service.
Now, you talked about the impact that COVID-19 had on your resources. Did the pandemic affect how you fundraise?
Well, sure. At the height of the pandemic, we couldn't really meet with donors. Normally, we're very out in the community and touching our people. So we had to bring it indoors. We did a lot on Teams and on the computer, Zoom. I'm nearly an expert now, but we certainly continued mailing to our donors and trying to share with them what our needs were. And we've been very fortunate too that some of the grant funders saw the needs, and they have been very, very supportive of the hospital and trying to give us some much needed funds during and even now coming out of the pandemic. pandemic.
So, how does the Community Memorial Foundation engage with the local community?
Well, so first, the foundation has a board of committed volunteers. They give their time, talent, and treasure. They are actively involved in reaching out to the community and sharing the hospital's most pressing needs. The foundation relies on our community to help us raise funds annually. And through that, we communicate with donors by sending out printed materials a few times a year. We also post on social media. We have several email campaigns that express our needs. And like right now, we mentioned the impact report. That's coming off the presses soon. It's our mid year appeal. And then we also have an end of year appeal that hits around the holidays. But we're constantly working to reach our community and our constituent base. Now that the pandemic is over, we're able to start holding events, and we'll be having some educational and reception type events this year, as well as our benefactors ball that's slated for Saturday, October 21st. And that's when we recognize some of our physicians and community leaders that have helped us sustain the hospital.
What role does community engagement play in the foundation's work to support the hospital and health centers?
Well, community engagement is so important because if our constituents don't know what we need, then they're not going to be so motivated to help fund projects. And so it's essential that we communicate with our surrounding area the great work that's happening within the walls of Community Memorial Healthcare and the services that our talented physicians are providing every day to better the lives of our Ventura County residents.
What are the foundation's plans for the future?
Currently, we're helping to fund the most pressing needs, and there are many, but we're also working with administration on a strategic plan that will see us well into the future. And it's pretty exhaustive as far as what's happening to figure out what are the needs of our community, what health services are needed, what are the most pressing diseases that are affecting all of us here in Ventura County. And so we will have this strategic plan finished probably the end of summer. And I know that that will guide our foundation's work, whether it's mental health or cancer or heart vascular. There are so many different areas where we might really focus our energies.
You mentioned identifying and meeting the health needs of the community. So the foundation plays a big role in this effort?
So, for instance, the foundation was a big part of building the Ocean Tower with all of the earthquake retrofit needs. The foundation was at the forefront of helping to identify major donors that would help that effort to build that beautiful building. And so now, as we look to the future, we will be a part of whatever those new service lines might be that the administration deems is what we need to begin to provide or increase or enlarge certain service lines that are currently being provided. So, dollars, it takes dollars to buy new equipment and build new service lines.
How are you collaborating with the organization to set new fundraising goals?
Well, again, it's part of the strategic plan. And so donors give to projects and to passionate things. Maybe they were a grateful patient. Maybe they were helped, their family was helped somehow. And so identifying some of those passions within our donor database for sure is a way that we're connecting with administration and putting some of those wishes together. There are always naming opportunities within our new hospital. There are all sorts of ways that donors can get involved with the future funding priorities.
So, how can our listeners get involved in supporting the Community Memorial Foundation? Where can they go to make a donation?
Sure. Well, we have a really great new website, and it can be found at www.mycmh.org/giving. If you'd like to talk to someone, I think there's an area there where you could send the foundation a message, and we'll call you right back if you give us an email or phone number. Or my email is pretty easy too, Cheryl. It's just pwilliams@mycmh.org. And I'm very happy to connect with donors. And I should mention some of the ways to give. that the foundation has. We have a grateful patient program. We have donors that give through that program where they're grateful and they want to recognize a caregiver. And we painstakingly go and track them down and recognize them within the hospital. We also have our annual giving program, which I mentioned, through the mid-year appeal and the end of year giving. If there are any employees listening to this podcast, we have an employee giving program that's wonderful. And our small-ish gifts all come together to be able to purchase something like the hemodynamic system for the cath labs that I could never have afforded to give, but I know my small gift went together to do something like that. We have a major gift giving program, and those gifts can be made payable over several years. We also have people that leave a portion of their planned gift, their estate gifts, to the foundation. So you can pay it forward by leaving a percentage or amount in your will. And we have the ability to accept gifts of stocks, fully appreciated life insurance, and real estate. So there are many ways to give, and all dollars are just so precious to us. We appreciate everything that comes our way, and we are excellent stewards of that money and make sure it goes directly to help the greatest needs of our hospital.
That's great, Patty. Anything else you'd like to add just about the work of the foundation?
Well, it takes a village, and we really need help, and we welcome suggestions and connecting with our donors and interested constituents. So I'm hopeful that everyone reaches out that's listening to this if they want to get involved. We're great at connecting people's passion here in the hospital and the health system, so we look forward to hearing back.
Patty Williams, thanks so much for bringing to the spotlight the vital work of the Community Memorial Foundation. I wish you much success in your fundraising this year.
Thank you very much.
If you'd like more information or to donate, please visit mycmh.org/giving. That's mycmh.org/giving. If you found this information helpful, please share it with others, especially on your social channels. And thanks for listening to Wise and Well, presented by Community Memorial Healthcare.